Hey yo, what's up you guys? So I'm coming to you with another video and we're talking about One Down. One Down is back with new content. So I figured to go ahead and do some reaction videos for this. They're talking about Canada. You know, it's 4th of July weekend, but it was Canada Day a few days ago. Me being from Canada, born there at least. And so I figured why not do a video about this, do a reaction video. So, shall we begin? But first, of course, if you're new to my channel, what is up? My name is Mitch, Maverick Mitch, hey Mitch, all the Mitches, and pretty much I like talking about what I talk about. So, current events, reviews, pop culture within the scope of entertainment, culture, and purpose. So, TV, movie reviews, social pillow commentary. Be sure to check out all those videos as you're finishing this video. Alright, so getting into it, I have done many other videos doing One Down when they were doing a whole series during Filipino American History Month, and their host, Sapphire Sandalo, who is actually one of my friends. So again, this is not a critique. Obviously, she's my friend. I'm not putting her down. I'm just talking about the actual content. And you know, I haven't even seen this. I'm pretty sure they're just going to talk about Canada and Filipinos in Canada. I think it's kind of weird. I think it's very American to be saying Filipino American, but to say Filipino Canadian sounds a little bit strange to me. But I don't know. Maybe there are Filipino Canadians that actually identify as Filipino Canadians. So, I don't know. Again, I just want to make it clear, like, obviously I'm talking about One Down, but hopefully this is actually making traffic for their channel as well. Like, it gives me content, but hopefully it gives them traffic as well. And obviously, Sapphire Sandalo is one of my friends, so obviously I'm not doing anything against her. And so, I just want to talk about the content that she's delivering. She probably didn't write it, she's just cueing the lines, right? And so, let's get into it.
The new American dream is in Canada, and Filipino Canadians are at the forefront. When we think of representation, Filipino Americans often get the credit, even when many of the Filipino celebrities like Manny Jacinto or Shay Mitchell are actually from Canada. Even basketball was created by a Canadian, James Naismith, and we know how obsessed Filipinos are with the sport. But Filipino representation isn't just what we see in the media. It's also recognizing that Filipinos play a crucial role in Canada's healthcare system. 3 of the first 5 people in Canada to be vaccinated for COVID-19 were Filipino. It's about acknowledging that many Filipino businesses in Canada started out as an accident, where Filipino migrant workers noticed a gap and filled them in, like nurses opening restaurants or engineers running computer repair shops. It especially means that the nearly 1 million Filipinos who have made Canada their home are seen for their impact on Canada's multicultural success. So what impact have Filipinos had on Canada, and is that reflected in the representation we currently receive?
So, okay, just really quick, off the top of that, I dig the content, you know, we're talking about Canada and everything, and so I find it interesting, especially as someone who watches Lauren Chen. She talks about a lot of American stuff, so it's interesting that we're talking about a lot of Canada stuff, since they're our next door neighbors along with Mexico. So I find this interesting, but I think there's one aspect in here in which we're talking about Filipino Americans in Canada, but the population, if I'm correct, the population of Canada is smaller than California, and that's and I think that's like I bring that up because we're talking about a whole country here, but the state of California has more people by population than actual Canada. So it's just a weird, like, looking at different aspects of things. So continue.
And what is the future of multiculturalism in Canada when it truly begins to embrace diversity? I'm Sapphire Sandalo, and this is Breaking the Tabo Filipinos.
What up, Sapphire?
Canada edition. In Trump's America, Google saw a huge spike in a specific search. How do I move to Canada? But the reality is, Filipinos have been asking this question since the early 1960s. Now, that may sound a little late compared to Filipino-American migration, which began in 1899, but when are Filipinos ever on time? And regardless, the percentage of Filipinos living in Canada today is actually higher than in the US. So it's no surprise that Filipino Canadians...
I had to look that up. Someone fact check that, because I believe there are more Filipinos... I think there's more Filipinos living in California alone than there are Filipinos all in Canada. So
have become the third largest Filipino group in the diaspora and the third largest immigrant group in Canada, a number that is only expected to grow. And this community is resilient. Despite the disruption COVID-19 had on not only Canada but the world, Filipino Canadians continue to send $1 billion of remittances back home to the Philippines by the end of 2020. The commitment Filipino Canadians have to providing for their loved ones back home never wavered, even in the middle of a pandemic. A pandemic that also
Okay, I'll let that slide. Joke lang.
Because even with Canada's significant Filipino population, we're still invisible under the political microscope. Sure, there are Filipinos scattered throughout Canada's governmental factions, but there hasn't been another Filipino representative in Canadian Parliament since 2004. And that's where the Filipino Canadian youth, inspired by ongoing movements like Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate, have collectively come together to push visibility for our community. And as the most educated country in the world, it's no surprise that student groups are leading the momentum. The Filipino Canadian Students Association, or Fil-Casa, connects 26 member schools across Canada to build networks, create mentorship programs, and build conferences that can empower and pave the path towards political and social visibility. In 2019, student groups based in Ottawa, the nation's capital, created Pinoys on Parliament, Canada's first and only national leadership conference for Filipino youth. And that same year, Canada celebrated its first Filipino Heritage Month, now annually recognized in June. Filipino Canadians lift as they climb, bringing their own and others like them up as they begin to succeed. And that is what Canada is built on. So when we talk multicultural, let's also talk Filipino, because Canada would not be the same without us.
Thanks to AV Communication.
Cool. Okay, so breaking that down and looking into it. Obviously, cool video, and there were some things that was enlightening. More or less, the idea of there are Filipinos who are just like in Filipino clubs in California. They're being more visible. They're doing more active. I'm a little bit apprehensive with all the activism, especially when it's left-wing oriented, but I think it's an opportunity for conservatives to insert themselves into this culture war, right? Sapphire mentions bringing money to the Philippines, bringing money back home, supporting the family back home, supporting the family values, conservative values, right? Working hard to support the family, that family values, a debt of gratitude, utang na loob, very conservative. So we talk about like representation and all this stuff when the left talks about that, but in the same time, there are conservative values in there, inserted in there, in the root. That's a foundation. Sure, I'm not saying that we shouldn't go for representation. I think that is something that is very admirable, something we should strive for, but we should support it with conservative values. And so again, I like all of this, and so if I were, again, that's my spin on it, that's my take on it, and hopefully there are other people gonna put themselves in the forefront, just like I'm doing in my YouTube channel, and talking about Filipino social commentary, political issues, and doing it from a conservative point of view. So again, I like the video, and if anything, it's weird. Two things actually. It's weird that it's not coming from Canadians. Like maybe there is a one down that is Canadian, but anyway. And then two, we talk about like multiculturalism, we talk about this globalization, we talk about this multi-ethnic thing that is more very American than it is Canadian, but I guess that's changing, I don't know. And so, yeah. Well, awesome video, comment below, tell me what you think, especially shout out to all the Canadians out there, and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on my Instagram at HeyMitch. You can follow me at my joint Instagram at It's Mandatory Fun, where I do other videos with my friend Jen. And see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace, peace, peace. Be with you.